today. Holy Christ. Holy freaking Christ. Let me bring this down a little. We are talking about music that I quite literally have not thought about in 20 freaking years. And 20 freaking years ago, this band was putting out like bopper out of straight bopper, straight jalapeno poppers and boppers.
Dan, dismantle the titty corner and set up a poker table.
I certainly hope that no one woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, because today you and I are going back 20 years to look at the right side of the bed by Atreyu, by famed band Atreyu. I don't think I'm big enough over here. Hold on. 20 years ago, a little band called Atreyu was on their second album, a sexy, lusty affair of emo prowlessness, of want and need and desire coming from boys that were both rock and roll, screamo, punk. They were everything. They had the guitarist playing his freaking Explorer with the bandana. That's kind of cool. They have a drummer that is singing. Where are they? Where are they? Let me see the band. A screamer, Alex, doing screams. So heavy, so hard, and it's like, I haven't watched this freaking thing in so many years, and I'm deathly curious. I am deathly curious. Does this hold up? What are my thoughts here in the year 2024, 20 years later? How do I feel about Atreyu's right side of the bed? What? Okay, hold on. Intervention. What is this? What is happening? What is happening? Hold on. Hold the phone. When did they do this? Atreyu, when did you do this? What is happening? Okay, they are a weird band to try and take seriously. And my thoughts on Atreyu are hard to place. They're hard to find where they sit inside of me. Because it's like, every time they freaking do something that I love, every time that it's like, holy shit, this is music, baby. This is the stuff that gets me going. I come here and I'm like, oh, what are they up to now? What are we doing now? They released this 2 days ago? But why? Why on this day are they doing this? Has Atreyu always been comparable to Audio Slave? Has he always fancied himself like a Chris Cornell type singer? This is weird. Hold on. Let me get closer. Let me swim to my mic. Give me a second. This is weird. I don't like this. If we are rating this solely on the black and white, very serious cover, that I honestly do not see this any differently than when one cringe Lord Supreme, Ron-Eyed Radke, covered Papa Roach's Last Resort. Sure, Chris Cornell has a little more cred Cornell than Papa Roach. Papa Roach is not the best band in the scene, but this does not feel like it could be anything other than a weird impression. And it's like so serious. It's so freaking serious.
It's like a pagan to anyone.
Holy crap. I was here to talk about Right Side of the Bed, which is also a weird song. This is a weird band, and I don't know how I feel about them. As a band as a whole, I don't really like them because I think they have produced more crap than good. I did get kind of sick of them right around the Becoming the Bull era. I hate to say that them breaking out of the Victory Records mold is honestly what killed it for me, because they were this weird vampire band, very emotionally revealing song about relationships and sex, and then they were like, no, we're tough, goddamn you, shirtless. I'm not really screaming anymore. We're tough guys. I feel like an idiot because I promised you that you would see the guitarist, his signature Explorer, whether it is a Gibson or a Epiphone. I don't judge. Do you find it interesting that he has this weird tiger, just boring? It's a cool guitar, don't get me wrong. Go Tigers, go. But I find the striping, just like the body type, isn't iconic enough for him because he is a really good guitarist. This was at a weird time period where we were sort of creating icons out of these guys. We were looking for personalities. You know, it's much like the I have to have the Slipknot drumsticks because I want to sound like Joey Jorgensen. I want to have Sinister Gates Schecter guitar. We were trying to commodify these emo scene icons in order to, I don't know, gravitate towards them because we were very young at the time. For whatever reason, they got into the consciousness in front of us as children. These heavier bands are kind of gateways, doorways into like Korn. And like when I was young, that was kind of like how it went. You just kind of went deeper and harder, Disturbed, and then you heard screaming, and then you heard more screaming, and then you started listening to music that was predominantly screaming, and then you didn't really like singing anymore. Gateways and exploration into the genre itself. And when you are a child trying to navigate your way through this ecosystem, you try to gravitate singers or guitarists, people that you admire, people you want to be like, because you do have kind of a team dynamic where it's like, oh, you think he's good, well, this guy is the best, and you're always looking for the person that's outdoing the last person. In a lot of these early Atreyu songs, you feel there is a need to be impressive. There's a need to go a little bigger and a little heavier than the songs require because you're trying to prove something. You're trying to prove how competent, how incredibly deserving of a spot in the scene you deserve. What they have going for them is the instrumentation. I find the song incredibly tight. I find the song incredibly effective in everything that it is trying to achieve in itself. I don't, however, really like Alex's vocals. I think the screaming on these first couple albums, it's not mixed in a way that benefits his vocaling styles. I think we unlocked a lot of tools for mixing hardcore and metalcore vocals right after this period, unfortunately, and you can tell that a lot on their next album, A Death Grip on Yesterday. His vocals are just elevated to such a level that it makes the entire songs and album just seem that much more produced and that much tighter because of it. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of harder now with all the musical knowledge and musical talent that I have absorbed through my ear holes. It's just interesting to see how these guys are presented in the first place. I feel like there is a great contradiction within Atreyu. Both parts trying to be a vulnerable, scene, screamo, sensitive, hardcore band, while also trying to be provocative, trying to be sexy. Avenged Sevenfold does poorly sometimes when they're trying to be rock dudes. Like, they're better at the dorky cosplay. Is it too cringy to be a tough guy, cool guy band, but also seen about weird, fantastical, unrealistic concepts? Now we can say we're at a place where that isn't weird, that isn't out of the norm. I think there are bands that have found that line between being big, fantastical characters, but also being personalities that you understand on an individual level. But when you go back and look at these guys, feels like there's an incongruency where they don't quite commit to either side, because this song, Right Side of the Bed, is about like sexual encounters and how like she should maybe just kill herself because she's other dudes that aren't him. Is that Is that what we're saying here? I don't know. I always love the line where he's like, you just for the taste. He like really hits the like, you just for the trees. They're saving the for like an impactful moment where you don't just throw it out at like anything above or anything. I like the chorus, I like the riff. I think the drums are mixed really well. The boop, boop, boop. I always have appreciated their instrumentals and the way that they put a song together, but I do find that their attempts to be cool are kind of weird and off-putting. There's these slow motion shots of him with a hearted gram pen going through the crowd, come up to the mic and they like sing and mug, and the way the editing is done in a very 2000s way to give it extra feels like it's produced to be more exciting and hotter and cooler than it actually is, and it's coming off as like cringy. Yeah, I think that's the word I was going for. They have a pentagram on their drums. They're all dressed in black. They look like your typical emo boys. But they're doing like cool guy, like posing and mugging. And then there's all these like porn stars licking their lips at the camera. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, what are we doing, guys? And I think that was them trying to play to both crowds. They're trying to be a cool band and a lame band. And that's Victory Records not understanding metal, not understanding the scene, trying to create the scene, trying to be leaders in the scene, but not really understanding the scene. And that's Victory Records for you. What you gonna do, kids? Let me get out of the freaking way. Here's our tier list. We have the new edition, I Set My Friends on Fire, On the Total Jam It line, Joining, Fall Out Boy, Sugar We're Going Down, and My Chems, I'm Not Okay, I Promise. So will Atreyu's Right Side of the Bed be joining them at the top, or will they be joining Green Day's American Idiot and Ronnie Radke with The Truth Include? There's no truth, the single Jam It side, or kind of in the middle, kind of bland, kind of blue with the slam jam. Maybe we should slam it. Maybe we should throw them away. Maybe we should take Atreyu and throw them in the goddamn trash. I'm in the way. I hate that I'm in the way. Hold on. There we go. Easy fits. I know, right. I don't really think Atreyu is that bad. Plus, they generated such a good conversation that they at least deserve to go in the jam mate category. I don't think they quite elevate themselves to this total jam it level, because at the end of the day, I'm still confused about what they are fundamentally as a band. And like I said, their vocalization had not been perfected quite yet. So for me, unfortunately, or I guess just fortunately, because Jam It is still a good one. Jam It is still perfectly fine. I'm never gonna choose to put that song on. It's definitely just not my favorite Atreyu song. There are just so many better songs. I like the Crimson. The Crimson itself is probably my favorite cut off of that album. So is Bleeding Mascara. There's a couple of really good ones. Atreyu just doesn't make it to the tippy top with this entry. And so it's like, that's where we are. Hold on, can I get a...
Copy that.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Grace. Thank you for watching. This was fun. I know, it was cool to look back at this song 20 years later. Maybe you have thoughts on it. Do you have thoughts? Please tell me your thoughts. Please, I want to hear your dirty thoughts. This was fun. Let's do this again. Let's do this again sometime. But I can only do it if you subscribe. So please subscribe. Before I leave you, I just want to direct you to the TRADWIVES.emo TikTok page. If you have not checked it out, please do. I will be posting exclusive content there. Ooh, maybe, I don't know. I'm just in front of a whole wall of my face, and it's like too much of my face, you know? But you can check out the TikToks. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. See ya.